All right, so we are back with Eddie. This is going to be part 2 in modding a modern Stern, which is the Spike 2 system, and we have a little surprise to show you also about lighting on other games. So Eddie, thanks again for having me. So what we did in a quick recap in part 1 was we did the speakers.
We did the interactive speakers, so as we're talking you can see them kind of blinking.
Right, which will go with the music, which we're going to show in a moment. Cool.
Then we did a 50 SMD strip in the back.
Yeah, did we... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Hey, Turtle, we have to stop the shredder.
It's okay.
Well, that way at least you can see the...
Michelangelo.
You can change the settings and depending on what you want to do with the... how fast you want it to flicker it.
Right.
Okay. And then...
So we did the trough.
We did the trough lighting.
We did the...
Raphael.
The plunger lighter.
Kit.
We did the lit. Now this is kind of... You can't really see because this is blocking it, but yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
and then that's lit. The plunger's lit. And then also we have the hinges that are lit.
Yeah.
So everything lit. The only thing we didn't light, you didn't want to do the back, but you can attach one of the matrix lines and just run it through the back if you wanted.
Yeah, and then you could have it hitting the wall in the back.
Right, so if you have a game room, it'll illuminate.
Yeah.
And then what you also did, I'm gonna come under here, is it shows you did lighting. Yeah, so you added the lighting there, and that then connects and it runs to the back, and it's interacting with the game.
Yeah.
Now it's, yeah, go ahead.
Now, because when we first put this one in, I have them reverse the cable, and so I'm getting a different color effect on the bottom of the game.
Right.
Whereas when we come over to this game, so we did the Spider-Man one. So Spider-Man it's a different speaker kit.
Right.
It's still got the interactive lighting. The difference on this one, so when you're doing the interactive lighting, you could pick and choose what colors you want.
Right,
So what I went with was the red and the blue to match the actual game. And you'll see a little bit of like a greenish tinge come in every once in a while. So there's 3 actual colors I picked.
Right.
And I just went with the back glass and picked the colors that were suitable to the game. So as I'm talking, you're seeing the flickering going on. And look at the bottom of the game, you can really see the flickering between the blues, the reds, as I'm speaking, and it's interactive, going with sounds in the room.
And yeah, so then if you have like a music pin.
So now when I turn the physical game on, so in this game we did something slightly different. I haven't finished it yet.
Right.
We're doing the comic magnetic
the hinges, right?
For the hinges, but we're gonna do a comic theme.
Okay,
right?
cool.
So kind of goes with the side artwork, right?
Yeah, and the comic reskin of the vault. Smart.
Right? So we're gonna do that, and then so I did the plunger light up kit, and then as you can see, we've got the scorecards lit up on the game. So I don't know if you can see it with the light on. But...
Let me turn that. Yeah, so if you close the light, you can really see them lit up.
They're lit up.
Yeah, very cool.
So this is what we've done so far on this game, but when the game turns on, because we have the mic is in the back of the unit that controls the flashing.
Right.
So once you start the game going,
who do you think you are, Spider-Man?
plunge.
Play better!
So anytime it hears voice, it's interactive.
Yeah. Or a change in music or sound.
Right.
It will start interacting.
There it is right there. Very cool. And you can set this. So if you guys look at part 1, the controller that's there, it's interactive and you don't have to buy anything extra.
Yeah.
So you just have to run the wire.
Like what we were showing you before. So we can get into the, so for this one, it's under Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna select it.
Player 1, you're up.
And then under the music settings, you can edit. And then you select the colors that you want it to flash on.
Cool.
You can select the speed. So I like to leave it on this breathe mode, and then I dim it right down to the lowest setting on it because it actually interacts a little better doing it that way.
Cool.
All right, and then again you can you submit, you do your saving, And when you're setting this up, you can label it to whatever game that it's controlling.
Very
so
cool.
right now we got Deadpool off, so you're not going to see Deadpool. So
Right.
I'm going to turn off Spider-Man, right, so that we can see Deadpool.
Okay.
Okay, and then we'll turn off TMNT as well, and then that way we can see this a little better. So I'm going to turn this one off.
So while Eddie does this, so if you guys look at part 1, you'll remember that in the right here we organized that there is an open circuit where you just take one of the matrix line and you run it, and then with that app, no charge extra, it interacts with everything. So you have full control. And again, if you don't want to mod it and you want to sell it, undo it, and that's it. It's easy.
And we're gonna be doing The Walking Dead.
Okay.
Right, and Walking Dead is very similar to the Spider-Man, so you'll see the whole concept of how to do the case.
Right.
It's very simplistic. So when Deadpool starts, so what we did with Deadpool, so it's not the LE limited edition.
It's
so
the print.
You notice
Pro.
that the speakers have like a
the
film inside.
Right.
So on this one here, originally I had it set to one color.
just the red,
strip.
right?
So it was just and then I converted it into the interactive. Right.
Cool.
So on this game, what we did was a 50 SMD yellow strip, and it really does a nice job.
It does,
illuminating the
it
back
does,
of the
yeah.
game. And
Yeah.
then what we did was we added the Deadpool clip-ons on the side,
Very cool.
right? And it's nice because it's just magnetic.
Yeah, and
so it
again,
just
so
clips on.
anyone that's like, yeah, Steve, I don't know if I want to mod that much, it's a Mac, take it off.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I put yellow here. I was gonna change this to yellow, and only because I did the trough in yellow.
Yeah, but
as
also
well.
the back, so it's a nice,
Yeah.
it's a
So,
good contrast.
I am gonna leave the green button here, but I'm gonna change this and do it yellow to kind of match down here. And I'll change these, and I'll use maybe in another video we'll show how to change the coin door LEDs to the flex bulbs that I carry with the matrix connector, so that way you can actually tie in some of your components like this part of it and power it from your light socket.
Which is the 12 volt,
Yeah.
right? Makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's a very quick
So
where you get it. Yeah.
We still did the interactive on this one. I don't know if I set it to interactive, but or no, this one's not the interactive. So I gotta apologize, guys. So this one is the first version. So this is if you just want to just change it to whatever color you want to do it.
Right.
So yes, it works on the same app, but it's not the interactive.
Right.
But it'll do your color palettes and your features. So if I just take this and I swing it across, I'm gonna switch it to yellow.
Go back. That was cool. I didn't
Right?
catch that. Go back.
So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to
Very cool.
like, you
So
can
what's
go
that?
pink, whatever color.
So it's a color wheel.
Yeah,
Very
so you
neat.
can just go if I want it to be blue. I'm
I
just
actually
gonna move it
really
over to
like
blue,
that.
right?
That's cool, man.
So you can set it to whatever you want. So if you want to leave it on yellow, I got on yellow, then it matches everything back there. And once I change the bulb here, it'll be all yellow, and I got yellow under cab lighting on it.
Very
right?
cool.
So as I change this will conform to whatever color we have. set
That's
on that,
really
right?
dope. That's dope.
So this is a little more basic. That one's a little more like our Spider-Man's interactive.
Right.
But what's nice about this is because it has the matrix connectors, look at the color, how vivid that panel is.
Yeah, let me close this light again. Yeah, so Eddie's lit that up. Look how nice that looks.
It looks sharp.
Beautiful lit up scorecards. Yeah,
Yeah.
very
So,
cool. That looks actually really neat,
If
and it's
you
subtle
want-
too.
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
too
yeah.
much.
And if you want, Steve, like now we can go over and we can start on the Walking Dead.
Okay, so we're gonna come back and let's start on The Walking Dead, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now Eddie has laid out all the parts. So Eddie, explain to us what we're seeing here and what the game plan is for the mods on The Walking Dead.
Okay, so we're gonna do the LED RBG speaker kits.
Nice.
That will mount into here, but we'll go through the whole process of it. It's pretty simple. And then what this is going to do is going to link the two together.
Perfect.
And then we're going to use this connector to implement the module. That's the controller.
And we did that on the last video if you guys want to go back and see.
And then once we got this all set up, right, we're going to actually put in a Y cable in between.
Okay.
So this Y cable, what we're going to do is it's going to control your speaker.
Right.
and then it's also going to control the undercab lighting with the 6-foot extension.
Cool.
Right? And then when we come back to the video, so we'll do the speakers first.
Right.
We'll have this laid out so that everything's ready. In this particular game, we're going to use a buck converter. Not that we have to, but we're going to use it because I'm going to control these speakers, the undercab lighting, and because everything's coming to the back of the game. So when we come back to another video, whether we do one in a month or so,
Right.
we're going to also do the the magnetic clip-ons, right, for The Walking Dead.
Right.
And then, so we're going to add those on the back that we require powered.
Right.
And then what I wanted to do is the strip, LED strip in the back. We want to do the trough, do the cards,
Right.
like the rest of the games we did. And then we're going to do the plunger kit. And I think once we've done that, we should be okay because we'll have the undercab lighting.
Right.
And then when we have, I think I mentioned to you before, we're going to bring in 9 different colors for
Yes, you did.
leg protectors.
Beautiful.
So a buddy of mine, Ron, will be making LED light up kits for your legs. on the
Beautiful.
games, right?
Beautiful.
And Ron is also the gentleman that does all the magnetic clip-ons.
You got it. And again, so in the description, you can email Eddie. It's not on the website purposely. You can email Eddie specifically for game specifics. So don't be afraid. Email Eddie. Hey, do you have it for this game? We'll look after you.
Yeah. So again, what we'll do is we'll start off on this.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is once we're done this, and we come back to the video afterwards.
Yeah.
And I'll bring up the actual piece that we're going to stick onto the bottom of the game, right, and connect to the system so that way it's all interactive.
Beautiful.
Lighting, right?
Okay,
But
so-
I wanted to see it laid out. It comes all pre-assembled.
And it's all, this is all in a kit
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Very well. Okay, cool. So let's, we're going to get right to the changing on one of the speakers. So Eddie's going to show you. We're going to do a quick montage, and we'll go from there, and so the speaker kit will be done. But Eddie, so explain what's up. So we just did
Okay,
the speakers.
So the speakers are in left and right. We
Yeah.
have our cable coming across. and then it's going to a splitter,
The Y splitter, nice.
and then we have the end adapter. This is going to go to a Y cable.
Perfect.
And then from the Y cable, we're going to go to our controller.
Okay.
And then from the controller, we're going to also go to do the undercab lighting.
Perfect. So that's the buck converter.
Yeah. So
Adds
this
more
is the buck
amperage.
converter. So I kind of like to put it central, usually where they got that caution power,
Smart. Yeah.
right? And you put your two-sided tape. So what we're going to do is, this is all going to go underneath the
Under the play field.
play
yeah.
field. This is going to be the adapter for the controller for the lighting.
Which is here. Is that it? Right here?
Yeah, for this controller there.
Perfect. Okay.
So I'm going to kind of leave this on the side for now. And then we're going to take this, we're going to push it underneath the play field. Now, we usually like to go down one side and keep everything nice and neat on the one side.
Right.
And we're going to have to lift the play field up in order to bring the cable to the front of the game so we can plug it in and get the 12 volts that we need.
All right, so the play field up is Eddie is just showing us where to hook up the buck converter, and that's standard, right, Eddie? That's
Yeah.
in all the games?
Yeah.
So you're going to hook up the power right to that.
So this connector down here is what's standard in the game, and that's our cable.
Beautiful.
That's plugging in. And then if you look up at the back here,
And then you can see there's power indicating because the blue LED. Is that
Yeah.
it? Cool.
Yeah. So now we're going to have 12 volts on this side, and this side we want to control it. So the lights just went off, so we're at 12.3 volts.
So you're turning up a power supply. If you guys are an arcade guy like I am as well, turning up a power supply.
So right now I'm
We'll give
just
you more
turning the
amperage.
screw. I'm lowering it to 6.3 because I want this connector to be able to use down the road
Right.
when we do our hinge kits and stuff to be for the 6.3 volts that we need. So we're just going to turn this down till we get till 6.3.
Cool. Look at that.
From extreme, that's like 3 inches. You know, felt like 24, like crazy, like just felt like it's nothing, like 0.
So you wanted 6.3 on the nose. Is that or closer?
It could be close enough. It doesn't matter. Worst scenario, if you don't have enough power, you just don't want to provide too much power. So
6.3
sometimes
right.
I'll leave it at 6.1, 6.3.
Yeah, cool.
As long as it's in that area.
Okay.
Because if it once you start attaching to this side, you don't have enough power, you'll see the voltage drop.
Which
and
makes
the
sense.
and the amperage, if it's not enough amperage, same thing, same effect.
Right.
So this one over here is to control your amperage,
Perfect.
right? So I usually have it preset so you don't have to worry about it. Okay.
Perfect. So then what's next? You ready?
So next we're gonna take the
So that's the controller.
controller. We'll take the remote out for now because we'll use this temporarily until we get it set up on the app.
And Eddie, this comes with, I know it sounds silly, this comes with the battery, does it?
Yes.
Okay, so it's all set in the kit. And
I
again,
just pulled the little plastic that's the
the plastic tab so it doesn't get, yeah. And then again, so showing it, you guys at the video, at the beginning of the video, this control board will actually then make it speak, like this is the one that's compatible with like how it dances with the speeches and everything else, right?
So now we got it plugged in,
Okay.
and for now we're just going to leave it in there so that we have something holding it up.
Okay.
So now we got to continue. We got to do the undercab lighting.
Beautiful. Let me come to your
So-
side. Let me show me.
So what we're going to do is, so this is the cable that we're going to use to go down to the bottom of the cab.
Perfect.
Right? You're going to have a bit of excess, so then you can always take your twist tie
And just have a little
and
slack.
just have a.
Okay.
You know, I usually that's more than enough, and just tie this together.
Perfect. So we're gonna attach that. Beautiful.
So we're going to take our Y cable. So our Y cable
Yeah.
is. So unfortunately, one of the connectors is always like a reversed. So your arrows, you're reversing it on the connection.
Perfect.
Okay, so on this one here, we're going to go to the controller. I'm going to have it reverse on the controller. Okay? And then we're going to put the little tip in here, and we're going to use one of the ends to turn on these speakers.
Beautiful.
I've never been,
No, because you said we've decided. You said we.
That's okay.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, so you.
we is okay, but we was not coming out of my mouth. Never has it come out of my mouth. Even if you were gonna say it better. That's right. Even if you could say it better.
So yeah, and now what Eddie's done with the buck converter is used his automotive double-sided tape and just stuck it on there, and again put it near the caution voltage because it is technically a power supply. All right, so as you can see, the lights are now working. Everything's great. So what's next, Eddie?
Okay, so now we've connected to a Y cable.
Yeah.
That's going into the controller, and the secondary connector I have on my 6-foot connection. Now you really don't need 6 feet,
Right.
But this is convenient because you don't have to make a cable.
And you have some slack.
Yeah,
Why not?
and you have the slack in case you want to come out somewhere else and
Right.
play field. But what we're going to do is we're going to come out on the right side,
Yeah.
on one of the small holes at the back
Okay.
corner, right? So I'm going to just tuck this on the bottom. We're going to close this all up because we don't need to come back into this cabinet.
So everything's done in the back box, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start on the bottom of the game, right? And then all I'm going to do is at that point we're going to lift the playfield up because we got to do the connection at the back.
Got it.
Right? That's it. So we'll put this back up. Now we haven't set this up into any mode, so it's just doing whatever.
Yeah,
the
so it's
preset-
default. It's
the
default. Okay,
setting,
good.
right? So we'll grab the back glass, put the back glass up because we don't need to go back in there.
Okay, so that's.
That way we don't have stuff sitting around and then someone accidentally knocking something over and breaking something.
You're right. Perfect. Beautiful. That's good.
And then we'll lock her up.
Okay, Eddie. So tell us what you've done here with this LED strip connection. What's going on here?
So this all comes pre-assembled, as you see it,
So plug and play.
right? And this is designed to go underneath your game.
So it makes a square. Is that it? Under your cabinet?
Square. Now
Beautiful.
keep in mind this is going the opposite direction.
Right.
So this is actually going to come out on the right side.
On the right. Yep.
So we're going to use, again, what I said, one of the holes at the back of the game. So on all these games, you got to think 4 or 5 holes along the back with a little grill.
Right.
You can just push it with your thumb,
Yep.
and it'll pop up on the one side.
Perfect.
And then you can tuck this cable up through it.
Nice.
Okay. So now we'll go to the under the playfield. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to lie down. It's going to be hard for you to see anything. But we could have it where you come down and maybe get me putting one of the strips down. Maybe when we do the back strip to start it off.
Right.
Right. And then we can cut, and then we'll go into the inner cabinet how to do the connection.
Perfect. And then this is double-sided.
Yeah, it's
So like
double-sided.
3M type tape, right?
Yeah. And you just take it,
And then
peel it
that's
off,
stuck
and
to-
stick.
All right, so Eddie has just set up the lights, and then it has the interactive with the speaker kit. So you can always, we have to go into the settings and adjust it, so you can always do that.
Yeah.
So Eddie, so yes, you have the undercab lighting, which is now interactive with the speakers, and also the remote that actually then does with the voice and whatnot.
Yeah.
All right. So Eddie, are we pretty much done? Is that?
Yeah, it looks like that's all we're gonna do for this video, and then the next video we're gonna do cards, trough, backlight, and I think that will be it for the next one. And the
hinges. Yeah. So then ideally, so if you guys watched part 1, it's rinse and repeat. The whole point of this is the buck converter will give you extension and extra amperage and voltage to then move the open circuit to anything you want, under cab lighting, speaker lights. And it's protected through, because that power supply then protects the game. It does not hit the motherboard. So we're good for now. Eddie, thanks again for the video. If you guys haven't had a chance to subscribe,
What we're gonna do is, just so you can get the gist of this.
Sorry guys, I know that we have a few people here and it's going crazy. So now it's interacting with the music. All right, so it's interacting. So like I was saying, so again, you can change the speakers. You can do it, Eddie. We can turn it down just a bit here. There we go. Good?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll leave it there. So Eddie, thanks again for letting us film. So again, you've seen the Spike 2 system. Now you've seen the S.A.M system. Like I said, it's rinse and repeat, buck converter. You can move everything. We can always do this later on, but it's up to you. Everything's on the website. Eddie's been nice enough to, again, there's a 15% discount code in the description, top tier. You'll get the discount off that. Email Eddie if you need anything. All right, Eddie, so before we get going, Eddie said, hey, why don't you take a look at the store? So this is the Pinball LED .ca store. This is where Eddie has all of his rubbers for now. You're going to be getting more, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there'll be another 6 lines, 7 lines of colors. So you're going to have 2 blues, 2 greens, orange, red, yellow, and I think that will complete it for now.
And then the speaker kits that we saw upstairs.
Just part of it.
Yeah.
Just the parts like the undercab stuff is in these boxes here.
Cool.
Right?
That's what we saw upstairs.
And then the rest of the kit stuff to put it together.
And then, of course, Novus. So you're an official supplier of Novus.
There's other parts, but excuse the mess because really we're just trying to organize some stuff, and I've had a lot of orders, so I was just picking orders today, and I haven't finished doing what we needed to do.
As you can tell, there's thousands of lights and parts and so much. Again, you can visit the website and check it out. All right. So also, Eddie, you have, this is really cool. So this is how you display your LEDs, right? When you turn them on.
So this one's our flashers.
Cool.
So these are flex flashers, so you can flex it to any direction.
Right.
And then we have flex, our other flex bulbs, same thing. You can flex it down to whatever direction and shoot your light. And then we have flat flashers.
Yeah, so then we have the towers here.
And then we have our smaller version of flashers.
Cool.
That are also towers. And keep in mind, just to make it easier for everybody, and then we have these other styles which are double tops.
Cool.
And they actually look pretty cool on games. And this is probably one of the #1 sellers, are the shorter ones.
Right.
Guys seem to like them a lot. But there's quite a bit of selection for the flashers. And then we get into our matrix connectors.
So these are the ones that we saw upstairs.
Yeah, and they come in the 2 different sizes. So for your T10s.
Okay, so those are the open ones, yeah.
Yeah, with your little connector leads on the top, right? And then we have, these are all our 6.3 volts. So we have, as you can see, similar to the ones that were here, that were the 12 volts, we have 6.3 volts. And then we have our flex bulbs. You can use them on the coin doors. And again, and
even flipper buttons too,
flipper
right?
buttons as well, right? Very good with those. And these are our open tops. I like to use them under the playfield.
Nice.
It illuminates the inserts really well. And then these ones here are, see the flex lines, right? And our flex line, again, it's a bulb that you'll use on the playfield. You'll see them in a lot of the even the older Stern games. You'll see them. They used flex lighting, and it's only because it just illuminates in every direction because it has a rounded top as well as a square underneath that shoots it in every direction, the light. So
Cool.
it actually illuminates really, really, really well.
Nice. So
Okay.
it spreads
Yeah.
spreads it out. That's very cool.
And then we have our retro bulbs line.
Yeah.
Um,
So explain that again, Eddie. As far as so those are the retros,
these are our retro. These are our flex bulbs.
right?
Open tops, flex, our towers, and these ones are for your matrix line.
And then the one here.
And the
on
matrix line also has our T10s with the cable adapter.
Right.
And then on the end is our #1 sellers, which is the frosted.
frosted light. So
And frost is very similar to the retros, but the retros,
so you're saying that the retros now are in the new Sterns now?
all these retros,
Yeah.
you'll start seeing them in all the newer Stern games.
Perfect.
That's what they're using for their general illumination on the playfields.
Good to know. So obviously the guy, look at it. I mean, so many lights to choose from. Everything's on Eddie's website, and it's all again. It's in this description below. I know because he's setting up, so much more parts coming in, every week. So yeah, obviously Eddie, you have a lot of parts and more coming.
Yeah.
You also do have legs, you said, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
legs as well. So we have the in black and in
The chrome, right?
chrome plate,
And that's on the website as well too. So again, a lot of parts coming in. Like I said, Eddie's giving us 15% off. Use the code top tier lowercase. It's in the description below, and we've been doing very well with that promotion. So far so good.
So we can customize it and have any inserts that you want in it. Right now that's on.
Right.
Even though it's faint because we have a lot of lighting in
Yeah,
this
yeah,
room.
fair enough.
And then just like I did the ones for Deadpool.
Cool.
So you can see how they're translucent.
Right.
And this is what we put on, and that's what you get into your games. It's a translucent film
Perfect.
that goes on. And then what we did is we also added on, so now I'm going to be carrying, I'm just going to sell this as a kit. You customize it to whatever length you want. It will come with the adapter to plug in, and once you plug it in,
Cool. You
it
have
will
the
illuminate, okay? And you can see the brightness of it. You can see here they're all in different colors for your games.
so
with-
Tron's a big one like that,
yeah,
right?
So you can
Yeah.
use this on Tron. There's actually 2 blues, so you could pick and choose which color you want. I'm gonna probably sell a kit like this for like $10 that connects into your matrix.
Right.
Connector,
Cool.
right?
Yeah.
And then to get your power, if you want to cut off and let's say you had 2 feet left, just take the end off, cut this back to where you need to cut it, and just make sure you keep the end piece and just snap it back in, and you're done. You don't have to worry about it shorting out or anything, right?
That's cool.
And it's back in. So like again, that's 5 meters. You can do easily 1 ramp and then cut it off, and then buy a secondary kit, do the secondary ramp,
Right.
so that they look nice and neat, and you can hide your cabling underneath the back, whatever, at the back end of the game. And again, it's customizing it, utilizing the matrix line.
That's really cool.
Right? So most guys will use one of these. They'll change a bulb out at the back of the game and then plug into one of
Very cool.
the bulbs in order to get the power to illuminate. And as you can see, it's bright in this room, but you can see that that's
Is there?
illuminated.
Oh, there's no light.
Yeah, we can turn the light off.
Is it here?
Yeah. Just open the door,
Ah.
and the light switch is on the right side.
Oh. Very cool.
So you can see now how much it's illuminated, so you can get the effects of in the game, and you can see on my hand the reflection of it,
Perfect.
right? And then we can, if I can do this in the dark, we're going to disconnect, and let's get an orange one in here, and let's see what it looks like. And there's your orange.
Very cool.
Right? And again, it's 5 meters. You can cut it back to wherever you want. Make sure you have the power off, and then just keep the end connector and connect it back on.
I see.
Your
So
circuit.
very, very cool.
So you can customize and do what you need to do with your games. And then again, you can see the effects
On the cards.
on those cards. And then I'm just going to put that on top. But I mean, you can get the idea of how translucent this is.
That's cool.
So the light underneath actually reflects through nice. Okay.
Very cool. All right, let me turn the light on, and I think we're good, Eddie. I think we've shown enough here.
You guys done?
Yeah. So everything looks great. Like I said, if you want to contact Eddie, it's in the description below. 15% off, as I said. And it's been a pleasure, Eddie. Thanks again for taking the time to hang out, show us again what you have, and just be a part of the community and hobby. It's been a pleasure, guys. If you haven't had a chance, subscribe if you can. Again, I have a lot more coming out, and we may revisit this in later on when Eddie gets more parts. Take care and all the best. Have a great night. Thanks, man.
Thanks a lot, okay?
Yep.